Hi, YouTube. I hope you're doing well, or good, I should say, or even better than good. I'm doing all right, not bad. It's been raining like crazy this morning again. I don't know. It's like a little odd because, like, even the day before yesterday, we had what was more like a summer storm than almost fall. It was weird. It really was. In fact, like the lightning didn't know what direction it was going this way and that way, and it was nuts, really nuts. So, and Doug and I both were like, wow, we haven't really seen anything quite like that. Not really a tornado, but different. You'll have to excuse if my water pump comes on. We live out in the country, and I'm got my dishes in the dishwasher, but I have time to make a little video. So I thought I'd talk. I don't have a lot to really say that's new, but I can say that I have a friend over on Facebook. If you watch this, you'll know who you are. Um, I know he's of the um, fallen bloodline, and he's pushing um, lack of faith in God. Well, no faith in God because the scriptures have been changed and whatnot. And I just went over and wrote to him, I don't believe in you. Because he doesn't know how people can have faith, but it's something that God gives you. It is a gift. So, yeah. So I think I'm kind of touching his heart and warming his heart because we've been friends for a very long time. I'm thinking 7 or 8 years now going on. And I've let his um, immoral actions kind of slide for a long time and maybe give him an angry face or something like that or laugh at him or but I give him bunches of love too. It's not like I'm just like down on his case. It's just that I wonder how many of you out there realize how much of the scripture was taken out and changed and the names were changed. But yet, yes, um, to be able to have faith in something that was so rearranged, you truly have God in your life because you know that feeling inside your heart. That is a gift. Feel very lucky. I'm not really good on the term blessed for everybody because everybody's blessed to a certain extent, it how you deal with stuff, and you can be going through hell and still have blessings in your life. So, to say, well, I'm blessed or God blessed me here or there. Well, of course, see what I mean? I'm not insulting anybody or trying to. That's not my thing. Just thought I'd speak my mind about the change. See, that is the big thing they're trying to push right now. if if the scriptures don't make sense, therefore they're not um, valid. And if you can't see or touch God, I mean, you can look at the trees and the food and everything, the air, the water, and realize that that was made by somebody. But if they can't tangibly touch something, they don't have faith. Well, just the fact that all these things are in our world should give us all the faith we need to know that somebody loved us to give us things and to teach us so we could be at his side or worthy of being at his side. See, I'm not one where I want to go sit on daddy's lap and hang with him every second. That's just not my thing. Um, I'd probably like go swimming or you know what I mean? So, I mean, once we learn what we're supposed to learn, we can pretty much do what we want to do is the point. And that's what I believe we're doing here is to learn everything we can and to help each other out as much as we can and rise above this mess. in this world and try and make some sense out of it and help the next generation. That's like the biggest thing in the world to help others, you know. So I can't just get rid of my friend. And when he kind of angered me and I angered him back, I really fully expected him to unfriend me. I really did, or block me or whatever, because a lot of them do, you know. But or I'll just go do it too if it's a really obnoxious person. Um, I will. I'll get rid of them because you know you can only handle so much. I have patience. That is a gift God gave me, but my heart is huge. But it goes so far. You know, you can tolerate so much, and if people are going out of their way to hurt you, I don't see this guy as that. And I think as he's hurting other people, trying to take their faith away because he doesn't have it, he doesn't realize the damage he could be doing to somebody else. I really don't think he realizes that. So I'm here to instruct him different because I feel like if a child reads one of his posts and is swayed away from God, that is the biggest crime aside from having sex with a child. But I mean, and it does say in the scriptures too that if you take God away from a child, there's a special place in hell. And hell is in your mind. Hell is separation from God. But there's definitely a special place for people like that, you know. So, anyway, excuse me. Cheers to your day. So, yeah, so I've been kind of working on some troubled souls there and preoccupied with that, to tell you the truth. So, um, thought it was so funny. They got these little, there's games you can play like OMG. And when I used to drink, and this is so true, they had me, you know, like who am I before I drink and who am I after I drink. They put Pocahontas and then Donald Duck, and it's like, yeah, that is truly like right on accurate. I thought it was so funny because I'm related to Pocahontas, the Powhatan tribe, and then the Sioux. So Sitting Bull and Pocahontas are my ancestors, my Native American ones, and then I'm like English, Scottish, Irish, French, Dutch, Danish, German. I could go on, you know, a whole bunch of things. But so I thought it was just funny, Pocahontas and Donald Duck, because that truly is like I end up acting like Donald Duck if I have too much to drink. You know, not mean or nothing, just a little wacky, goofy, you know, which I guess it's better to be around a happy drunk than a mean one, but yeah. Although I could do that too. I did do that on purpose a couple times, so, well, more than a couple times, but yeah. But I rarely drink nowadays. It's like, once in a while I get a craving, and I might. Um, I can't remember the last time, but you know, whenever it strikes me, if I want something, I'll have it because I don't have a problem with it. So I'm fortunate in that respect. So yeah, but I can see how a person could easily get carried away and have a little too much too many times, you know. So I mean, I'm really aware of that. So let's see what else is going on besides the rain. Oh my God, unbelievable. Um, well, I made a cheeseburger last night and had some of my own homemade pickles with it. That was amazing. Two different kinds. I tried one of my sweet ones I made mostly for Doug. I'm not really into like sweet foods like a lot of people. They like fruits and stuff and sugars like in their fruit and whatever, and I just would rather have stuff plain. And it's like even like smoked meats or whatever, if it has sugar in it, I really don't want it. I don't like it. It's like too much overkill. So anyway, everybody's different though. But if it's like a smoked ham or something and it's glazed with sugar and stuff, I'm like, yuck, really, for real. It just kind of bothers me. But I'd rather eat a pickle. If you gave me a choice, if I could only have like a pickle or a piece of ham, I'd pick the pickle. You know, if I could only have pretzels or cake, I'd take the pretzel. That type of thing. That's just kind of, or like if we're on a road trip, I'll take like sunflower nuts. Some people might take like candy bars or whatever. It's just everybody's different. And they might drink soda, and I'd rather have water or milk or something like that. So, well, I'll stand up someday and show you how tall and lean I am. I actually am. I'm just strong because I take care of myself like that. Of course, I had times where, like, I had an operation and whatnot, and I put on a little bit of weight, but it wasn't anything really noticeable because, I wasn't as active as I usually am. But I still burn calories quite well. So I have a real high metabolism, and that comes from really working hard and working out. When I was a kid, I started lifting weights at 9 and always was running all over the place and doing all kinds of things. And that's why I am like I am today, because I was always like that, active. And that's a good thing because I know people that are 60 that look 80, and they get in their 70s and 80s and they can't even bend over and touch their toes or tie their shoes, and that's terrible. Or they get up, they can't walk, that type of thing. Can't run. I mean, if you stop running, if you can't run, well, that's not natural, is it? To me, it's not. I live out in the country. That we have bobcats and mountain lions and wolves and coyotes and bear, and you should be able to run if you live out here anyway. That's. I mean, if I lived in the city, I'd still want to be able to run too. you know, it's not a bad thing to do. You know, I used to run through the house a lot. Um, I keep active. I move quick. It used to bother Doug, but I would run through the house, and then I started running in place because I knew it bothered him that much. So, or just when you're standing, if you just kind of sway back and forth or just don't hold still, it really isn't a bad thing. It's kind of a good practice to get into. Or stand when you can sit, you know, stuff like that. Kind of test your strength at least once a day, you know. Like if you tighten your stomach muscles, just think about it and tighten your muscles just once a day and just concentrate on that one area. And take all eight, you know, of your muscles and tense just a little bit. It's best done if you're standing up or laying down, but standing up if you can do it. And just think on that. And then when you're doing it next time, just go into a little bit of a squat. You don't have to go all the way down to the ground, but a tiny bit of a squat while holding your core is really righteous. And then put your hands behind your head, hold your core, and do a squat. I mean, just little things, 10 seconds at a time, really help you. And then you get in the mindset of when you're like walking or working or what you're doing, that it kind of stays with you through the day, every day, kind of. So, and I'm not goofy. A lot of people think I am because I'll just like do a kick or do a stretch or whatever I feel like I got to do, I will do at that moment. It's like, yeah, whatever, you know, or like step back martial art move, keeping your balance, which, that's a really good thing. Like I tell people, if you can just pick your leg up, put it out, hold it for a little bit, or if you can just pick it up by your knee and hold it, or put it back and just hold it a little tiny bit and then do the other one, a little tiny bit, little things through the day. You don't have to do these half-hour regimes. If you're doing other things in your life, like working, doing your housework and whatever little stretches you do, you can incorporate into your whole day, you know? So I was thinking about making a channel just for exercising when you get older. And I still might do that. But, every once in a while, I'll just get in the mood to talk about what's up. Because, I mean, really, seriously, you should be able to bend. And if you're not limber, that's everything when you get older. It really is. I mean, there's times that I've been out walking, say, if I'm out walking and I trip, I don't fall. I'll go flying, but I normally don't fall. I have. The last year I tripped over my porch. I had just put down some boards to extend the walkway. I forgot it was there, and I go walking along. And it's like, whoa! I go flying through the air, which was okay because I know judo, and I kind of land. If you land, like try to keep your body, your elbows out in that type of thing, and protecting your head from smacking and that type of thing. It's kind of a trained response. So yeah, I just kind of like Superman did a little bit. Ooh, it hurt a little bit, but I lived. So anyway, yeah, my biggest concern right now with people is to not to realize how much everything was changed. I know I repeat myself a lot on that, but it is so important because people get Satan will use it. He'll like, that doesn't make any sense. The whole thing's a pile of crap. And my response is, yeah, you change the stuff, and then you want to come to me and tell me what is not. Like, you don't exist. I guess God didn't make you. Goodbye. you know? And that's the way I am with people like that now. It's like, oh, you don't have faith in God, that's okay, but don't lay your crap on me and don't lay it on anybody else. You just stay there in your own little world and stop bothering people because somebody else, they wrote on this post about the big thing about religion and faith. If they can prove that religion is false, then therefore we should have no faith. But I told them that's why I don't have a religion. I believe in God. I don't believe in a religion. So, you know, but one guy wrote, yeah, who wrote this post? And I said, or, or why would somebody write this post? And I wrote, whoever made this meme made it to cause a rift between people. Obviously, you know, that's why, you know, like who wrote or why did they write this? I can't remember how he worded it, but my response was just to cause a rift. I said, I don't care what you believe in. I really don't. Could care less. Just leave me alone. My faith is my faith. I know you're sucking God's air. I don't have to prove that to nobody, you know? Yeah. So anyway, he had me a little bit disturbed because they're really laying it on thick as far as trying to separate God from humans, and like they are, and saying that religion is false and that's why God doesn't exist and they're their own gods. And it's like, well, whatever. I know I didn't make myself, I told him, and I know you surely didn't make me, you know. And then I went back and wrote, and I don't have faith in you, you know, to him. And he's been a little different for a couple days ever since I said that, oddly enough. So that's okay. Their time is getting short to play their games, you know. But they really are going to push this. And I'm really, really surprised that they haven't been pushing the book of Timothy more because in the book of Timothy, which is not in canonized in the Bible for a reason, because of his homosexuality. And it wasn't put in there, but there's some believe that it should have been canonized or that it was and it was left out. Dang right it was left out. But if it goes against the laws of God, it goes. That's why he destroyed 2 whole cities because of that type of activity. You know, what people do, that's your business. That's between you and God. I'm just saying I am surprised that more people aren't pushing the book of Timothy. And that's why. So I kind of expect that that will be coming up. And they may even use that will be another reason why all the scriptures are false. Look at these ones that they left out. You know, who knows what angle they'll use next. That's why I always separate my faith and religion. They're 2 separate things, have nothing to, one has, it's like, I went to Catholic girls' school, but I was Lutheran, um, was, uh, I went in synagogues, mosques, you know, every culture, um, Buddhism, Hinduism. I studied everything to know what I'm talking about. I mean, even more. I could go on and on in that area. I'm serious. And on every level in any culture, talk to somebody on their level about their beliefs. So, what I'm trying to say is religion is not God. It's a building you walk into, it's a belief system that you have, but it doesn't leave God out of the picture. And that's the thing that we all have in common all over the world is our faith in God, no matter what denomination people are or culture they are from, and what their beliefs are. There's one thing we all have in common, and that is God. So, beware of these people trying to separate, take God out of your faith because of the religions that have been finagled and changed and everything to benefit the greedy. You know, I can't say it enough, and the word really needs to get out there because, I mean, people are okay. If you're like passing around a prayer that is literally wishing people to die, wouldn't you want to know that that word that you're using, like amen, wouldn't you want to know that that's wishing the death for other people unless you're using it at a wedding or a funeral? I mean, I would. I did. When I found that out, I was very young. I was 12. I was pretty shocked. I really was. And then when I found out that the Jesuits wanted Christ dead, the true ones that were holding the Holy Grail, the bloodline of Christ, and carrying that, what it actually was and what the translation was and is for some of them still is the part of Satan that became Christ this time around so he could rise and come back to God. But see, you got to read the whole thing and know the whole thing to be able to grasp it all. And that's what makes it really hard studying religion. That's what makes it really hard talking to people about it, because they'll know bits and pieces, but they won't know the whole history. And history is so key on everything. And the English language, oh my God, it's like from everywhere in the world, parts, bits, and pieces from everywhere thrown in. Talk. The English language is Babel. Literally, the Tower of Babel. The modern English language stemmed right there, right that day. It was everybody's languages thrown into one and just thrown out into humanity. And it is the hardest language to learn. That's why, because there's so many aspects of it. That's what makes it so difficult to study the language and really know what you're talking about, because it's so faceted, you know? So, yeah. Little bit what's going on in my life today, what's on my mind, and um, I'm just waiting for some horse feed to show up here, and then I'm going to feed her. It's too wet for us to get out and get in the field to get the hay for her right now today. So, but she loves it. She loves me pouring a big old batch of food in her dish. She's been so good, just sweet, you know. So, yeah. Well, I'm going to let everybody go. I thank you very much for joining me. Please get the word out there that religion and faith in God are two separate things. Do not let these bozos pass this disinformation around just because religions have dirtied the waters of God, you know. So please help me spread this word. Religion and faith in God are two different things. And most people that call themselves Christians nowadays don't even walk in a church, because we know the church age ended in heaven. So, but they don't teach you that in church. I wonder why, right? Because they want their money. That's why. That is all it's about. That little congregation, that main community that benefits from the offerings, you know. So, okay, thank you very much for joining me. I'm not sure if I'll be back tonight or not. I'm gonna make some roast chicken, and some cream peas, and that's gonna be supper, I think. Pretty sure. So, okay, peace, everybody. Love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA.